Come on, man. What you doing? Who's trying to convince you to take off this weekend? Look, here's my motto. You grind while they sleep, you learn while they party, and you live the way they just dream. Look, this hustle thing is not a word. You have to be willing to give up something. Okay, for 25 years, I gave up partying on the weekends, alcohol. While you guys were out partying, vacationing, going on the yachts, hanging out with the big ballers, you know what I was doing? Freaking hammering. I was hammering. I was learning. I was doing whatever it took to get in front of the right people. I was investing money in my future, my career, not in the club. And today I'm living the dream other people were just having. Okay, you thumbing through the freaking magazines and looking at TV how all the big shots are living. That's a waste of freaking time. You go into the Fontainebleau to tear it up, to see the celebs that walk in, waste of time. You go into the ball game. I had a guy invite me to the Dolphins game this weekend. I said, dude, I ain't got time for the Dolphins game, dog. Okay, I need to be on the field, not in the stands. You understand? Hey, let them go to the stands, baby. Yeah, but Grant, what about enjoying life? Hey, what about you not enjoying life all the damn time because you ain't got your freaking money right? Let's keep it real, okay? You grind while they're out playing and drinking and sipping and smoking and doing their deal, okay? Forgetting. That's what they're doing, baby. They all forgetting. You grind while they're doing their thing, whatever that thing is, having fun, so that you can one day, you can live the dream that everybody has. You deserve the dream, but you got to pay the price to get it. Like they say, the dream's free. The hustle, that's sold completely separate.
This is DallasReal and I'm your host Moen, bringing on to you a special guest today, Mr. Tony Hill, a corporate lawyer in the making. What's up, brother?
Hey, how's it going?
Amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
I think you always do good. You look nice and sharp with your suit on. Mr. Lawyer. Okay, cool. And, bro, so law. This is a very, very big topic in terms of, corporations, businesses, anything that you have to do, immigration, everything is related with law.
Yeah.
What is law to you?
Law is, it's really fascinating. It's job safety, it's job security. I mean, even though the field in law is oversaturated with lawyers right now, but I mean, once you get out of law school and pass the bar and stuff, I mean, you don't really have to practice law. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities out there that does work with outside of the law profession. You can go work for the government and to other corporations. You don't have to necessarily practice law. But I mean, with what I want to do, like with corporate law, representing corporations and businesses, or even tribal law is one of the other things I was thinking about.
Tribal law. Why are you interested in tribal law?
Well, I mean, I'm Native American, Choctaw, and I mean, the nations are doing really good right now because they're building casinos and bringing in a lot of income because they don't have to be like taxed by the government of all this stuff that they can do. It's like an individual nation within a nation.
Dude, okay, so how does that really work for people who doesn't know about tribal law? A nation within a nation. Could you explain that a little bit more?
Oh, well, it's just like a subordinate group within like the United States that they just have their own laws, their own government courts and stuff like that, but they still kind of operate under the United States in a way, but they don't necessarily. For some instances, they can use like peyote in their religious, I guess, practices and stuff.
What is a peyote?
It's a form of drug like marijuana or something.
Cool, man. I like that in America already. That is so cool, man.
Yeah.
So it is like marijuana, but not marijuana.
It's it's a plant type drug, but I don't know it because I've never done it. So, I mean, I just read articles and done research about it. But I mean, like with instances like casinos and stuff, like gambling's illegal on a federal level and stuff. But since Choctaw Nation and other tribes have their own nation and their own land, they can use that land for usually like almost whatever they want. Like, so
That those are out of federal jurisdictions.
Mhm.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you get pulled over and get a traffic ticket, then, or if you get arrested for any reason for being like on the tribal's land and stuff, you would have to go to a tribal court instead of a federal court or a district court.
So tribal court, what is the difference between a tribal court and a district court?
Well, district's for the government and tribal is for, I guess, the nation as a whole. I mean, they have individual tribal courts. Our closest one in Oklahoma is in Tallahassee, I think.
Tallahassee.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a little bit north of here, but yeah, you'd have to go all the way up there. Or, like, if you get a ticket, like in Durant, then you just have to go to the Bryan County District Court and do that.
So, would you explain a little bit more about the court system and how it works here in the United States?
Okay. Well, I mean, the court system, it works in the way that it's structured. Like, you have the lowest courts. There's 3 courts tops. You have the lowest one is the district court, and then you got the next one up is federal, and then you have another one that is above it that's over the whole, I guess, region it's operated. So like, you'll have the district court, and then if your case can't be decided in that realm, then it'd go to the next highest ranking court, which would be a federal one, and that is in Oklahoma City or somewhere around here.
Tulsa.
Tulsa, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after, if they can't decide it, then it'd go up to a higher court system, which is in Colorado, which is over our whole, I guess, couple of states areas. And then once, I mean, if they can't make a decision on the case, then it'd go to the Supreme Court. But I mean, the people who work for the court, you got their court clerks, and then you got your judges, and then lawyers and stuff. But they don't work for the court usually. But the judges are elected positions. You don't have to be a lawyer or anything to be a judge. But most of them are lawyers.
Really?
Because they know the law and stuff. But yeah.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily have to be a lawyer to be a judge.
Nope.
How does that work, man?
Well, they have elections every so often. I think every 6 years or something like that. And you just run whenever the time comes, and if you have a good campaign or whatever, or some of them are appointed positions, so like the governor or someone.
So if Bryan County decides to have a new judge, who's in charge of appointing him?
I think it is.
The mayor of the district, or
No, not the mayor. I think it's probably the governor.
the governor of the state?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Now, we understand that there's checks and balances. So the judge, is the judges in the courthouse related with the lawyers, or is this like 2 departments that are very different and independent?
They're 2 very independent. I mean, they can operate in the same way because there's a court-appointed lawyers, like people who can't afford lawyers. They sign up to be appointed lawyers through the state, and all the people who sign up for that have they're kind of in a pool within the state's funds, and for like each person they represent, they get a portion of that funds to represent that person. It might not be as much as representing on an individual level if they can afford you, but I mean, they'll get paid some regardless whenever they're representing. Like most cases in small towns or even big cities, most people can't afford
A lawyer.
a lawyer, so they get like the court-appointed ones, and I mean they're still really good, but it doesn't. I mean, lawyers aren't really like, oh well, I'm not gonna give you like my full like experience and stuff. I mean, if you can't pay me like what.
So you're gonna be untouchable after a while?
Yeah.
By the way, let's make it very clear, man. I mean, I need a lawyer probably later on down the road. I mean, you know, man, it's so funny because as soon as I started doing the small business that I've started and doing all that paperwork, and there's a lot of legal restrictions that came in, my immigration law and all that stuff that I have no clue about. There's a lot of other things that I have no clue about, and then it's like a necessary thing for you to have a lawyer, especially because it's related with so many sensitive stuff that if you don't have somebody who's close to you, I mean, I don't know how I will be able to trust somebody that I don't know with all that legal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem these days because our system operates on so many different laws and regulations and stuff that we have to follow that most people don't know, and sometimes they overlook them, and then like it ends up hurting them in the long run for some reason if something like comes up, and they either get kicked out of the country if you're an immigrant or something because they weren't I guess notified to do something within the realm.
And that is not even their fault.
No.
Yeah, because there are thousands. How is somebody supposed to remember all that stuff?
It's up to, I guess, the state and stuff. I mean, and it's part of the downfall that we're probably informing the people. I mean, we need to put a system in a better place that would help them to get informed and stay informed on stuff that are in the process of making and other current laws that are in place right now that have to know. I mean, especially with immigration and stuff high right now with all the Syrian refugees.
Oh God, it's like a sensitive, very hot department.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?